Alright, Aquarius, how y'all doing? Welcome to Metaphysics, My Perspective. Gonna do your love reading for March 2022. Basically, I'm using John Holland's General Love Deck. Psychic Tarot for the Heart, and I'm using Ceylon's Love Deck, and I'm using Romance Angels deck. So this will be more of a, with these cards I'll do more of a general love. This will be love for yourself, messages basically around the people that are with you, that surround you. And these will be more of romance and relationship. So, what does Aquarius need to know? It's too simple. What does Aquarius need to know for March Love 2022? What do my Aquarius need to know for March Love 2022? What are the messages for Aquarius, March Love 2022? Also, I want you to remind you to like, share, and subscribe if you resonate with the video. Also comment, let me know what you what resonates with it. I want you, in a way, I would like you to participate in the reading because I will lay the cards out and I'll show the cards to you. I'll put them up closer to the camera so that you can see them. That way you can kind of look at the symbolism yourself. And that's pretty much it. Let's see. Oh, and make sure that you check your sun, moon. This reading is basically for sun, moon, and rising, and Venus, being that it's love. But also check your other placements in your chart, and you can find ascendant, rising calculator, moon sign calculator on Google if you don't know what that is. Most of you that watch tarot know. So what are the messages for Aquarius, March Love 2022? Listen. So you might have some red flags or something around a relationship and you're not listening. Now, some Aquarians, y'all have a hard time listening because your mind moves so much. I actually have a sister that she can't hear nothing. She can't never hear anything. As far as like listening, she's no good at listening. She's 100 miles an hour. So if that's the issue, if you feel like you can't control your mind, for the ones that are, and I know you're a fixed sign, like your sister signs like Leo and Scorpio. Also Taurus is fixed. But doesn't mean you can't, change might be hard for you, but it doesn't mean you could take up something to help your mind. And just remember, if you do take on like meditation or anything like that, just know that it has more to do with the breath than it does trying to calm your mind. So basically the deep breathing will calm your mind. It'll slow your entire body down, your mind, your heart, your nervous system, all of it. So eventually that's kind of what meditation does. It's not, so many other people don't know how to do it because they think you're supposed to try to control your mind. That's not the case. So what other messages does Aquarius need to know for March Love 2022? These two wanted to come out. Just breathe. See, I was just telling you that, ain't that wild? And heal. And also, through the breathing or through meditation, that will actually help you heal. So, let's see what. Now, this is what the listen card looks like. Just kind of look at it and see what you get off of it too. And then if there's anything significant that I don't say in this reading that I'm going to tell you, after I look at the additional messages in the book, just comment below and let me know what you get off of it. Alright, so with the listen card, person's got blue or green eyes. So it could be somebody with these eye colors. This could be your eye color. Green eyes can be eyes of jealousy. So be wary about anybody around you that does have green eyes, because they might be feeding you something that's not necessarily the truth. This one right here, it shows this person in this card basically with the hands in the prayer position. It's got basically like a golden cloak, which represents masculine energy of the sun. It's got the sky around it, clouds around it. So all that represents like, space, the mind, sky's the limit, you could say that. It's two, so it represents duality or dual personalities. It could be saying through listening you will heal. So that could be, for example, for the ones that are, into meditation or trying to take meditation or haven't even thought about it, what I'm getting off of this could be that if you learn to listen to your higher self or your intuition by breathing and taking a break and resting, you will be able to heal your mind and everything that's basically the constant mind chatter, all that. You'll be able to heal that, the negative thoughts, the negative thought patterns. And this one also has a kind of a magenta or like a purple crystal around the neck. So that could be for your crown. So that's basically just saying tune into your your higher self again. This is all about and I feel like it's telling you if you do that, you'll be able to know how to deal with the relationships and the love issues that you got going on in your life right now. So 2 represents duality, and this card is the major arcana, so this is more of spirit trying to get your attention. The major arcana deals with more spiritual matters. It deals with like more of a, not so much as free will, because with the regular border cards like blue and red, things like that, those are things that basically are subject to change. These are more destined. So it could be your destiny to do this. This could be just like something that's trying to get your attention and you're not paying attention to it. You're because you're not listening, because your mind's moving a million miles a minute. It can be that, and so it could be why you're getting hurt in relationships and you're not actually your mind's moving so fast that you're not paying attention and you're not seeing what you need to do, and you need to tune in. So with the Just Breathe card, basically I kind of already described that, but it's basically showing you when you just breathe, you're connecting to your inner feminine. So if you see here, you see all the colors, like the rainbow colors. And it's basically showing you like a mirror of yourself, like the higher version of yourself. So you could say this is human, your animal self, and this is your spiritual self that you can't see. This is what's inside of you. So as above, so below, as within, so without. and then that's a 4 card. So that represents, with breathing, that represents like home and family. Well, the 4 represents home and family and stability. So if there's matters in regards to love relationships in the home, this will help make you stable. You just need to take a rest, take a breath, relax, and understand that everything, if you just listen to the people around you and to your higher self and to your own intuition, everything will come to you. I know at least 2 Aquariuses that definitely need to heed that advice. Pink, pink has to do with, it's kind of magenta too, but it's more like a light pink, so that has to do with your heart, so it can heal your heart. And then the yellow represents more of the will center. The blue, the throat. So you just be saying, listen to your inner self, listen to the people around you, because spirit will speak to the people around you as well. So even though that you may not notice that, you may think it's just someone talking to you, sometimes the most divine messages come through someone else's, voice box. Now with the Hill card, it's also a major arcana, it's number 17, so you take basically 7 plus 1, you make that 8, so that's infinity, so that's a spiritual card as well. And it's telling you, it's showing you in this card that you would rise above your challenges. You'd rise above everything if you would just, pay attention, heed this advice, and listen to your intuition, as well as any wisdom around you. And the white represents spirit. You have blue, and then you have pink. That's heart, matters of the heart. So it could, it's dealing with matters of the heart. It's also dealing with, it's basically almost got all the colors of the chakras. So it's, you've got orange, you've got yellow, red's in there. And it's showing change in the background. So your mind, it's like whatever's going on with you that you need to heal in this love relationship, whether it's people, whether it's, internally, whatever, it's got you chained. And it's saying, like, if you want to rise above that, you need to, take that advice and heal and breathe and relax. Now let me look at the book just to make sure to see if there's anything else that you need to know. You can look those numbers up in numerology as well. That'll help you get more information. All right, so keywords: see, hear, sense, quiet, intuition, and knowing. So that's basically what I was saying. Take a moment to quiet your mental chatter and listen. In relationships, it's important to pay attention to what the other person is really saying. Too often in conversations, you're already planning on what you're going to do and what you're going to say while the other person is still talking. That's definitely air signs. So, I basically just told you all of this, so I can't make this up, You make assumptions about where the conversation is going, and you plan your part of the conversation accordingly, even working the conversation to a desired outcome. When this happens, you don't truly hear what the other person said, and is doing so, you weren't present for that person. That's why you need to ground yourself through meditation and calm down and breathe, because if you're somewhere else and you're already, think about that. That's all about control. If you are in your head already trying to direct the conversation to where you want it to go, you're trying to control the outcome. So then how can you ever really get to know that person or get to know what they're going to say? Listening starts with becoming quiet, centered, and totally present. Listening involves many senses. Use your eyes to see the body language of the other person. Use your ears to hear not only the words spoken, but also the tone used to express them. And I have to ask y'all, how many of you actually are told to listen in conversations, or would you just listen? Will you please listen? Chris, I'm trying to talk. Listening involves many, Use your ears to hear not only the words spoken, but also the tone used to express them. Use your intuition to get the sense of what the person is really saying and feeling. Intuition often helps you hear what is not said, as well as what is said. This is a crucial point to understanding the person or situation, understanding the essential to improving the relationship or situation. Remember, once again, to center yourself and use all of your senses, understand what is actually being communicated. Listening is a gift. Give this gift to your partner, parents, children, friends, co-workers, pets, and anyone you need. Most important, give the gift to yourself. Tame your mind, body, and soul. Are you listening? What do you hear? And the affirmation is, I honor myself by being protected and truly listening to the messages I hear. So the traditional tarot archetype is High Priestess. So, the thing is, Aquarians, you are ruled by Uranus, and you're very psychic. That planet itself is known for psychic ability. But if you don't calm your mind down, center yourself, you're going to run yourself ragged. And many of you, when you lay down at night, you are so exhausted because you have run yourself through an emotional roller coaster. And you're not controlling anything. And a lot of you will try to control things around you. I speak from experience. I'm not talking about all of you. I'm just saying a lot of Aquarians will try to control the outcome on everything that's going on because they fear, not being in control. But you have to understand that you can't do that. You've got to respect people's free will. You've got to, why drive yourself crazy all the time trying to control something that is way beyond you, Let go and let God. Or let go and let the universe. However you want to look at it. So just breathe. All right, Aquarius, I'm not sure what happened. I did your romance cards too, and it stopped right in the middle as I was breaking these cards down. I just have to start from where I left off, or where the video stopped recording. So the Heal card, in traditional tarot, it is known as the Star card. So if you had any doubt this reading is for you, then it is for you, because the Heal card, the Star card in traditional tarot is an Aquarius card. And so without going into reading the book again, I'll cover it. So basically, the Just Breathe card was just telling you to basically calm down, breathe, and meditate. And it was showing that this card right here is basically that it's your higher self. So it was basically telling you exactly what I said in the beginning of the video. This is like this is your basically your shadow self. So, or your higher self rather. And say it's like you're almost standing in the mirror. So that part of you wants to connect with you. And if you calm down and you listen, then you can get the messages that you need to receive. And it's telling you to just breathe and calm down, because in relationships, your mind is moving too fast. And so therefore you can't hear. And so you miss out on intuition, you miss out on body language, you miss out on everything, the key points to know what a person's really saying. Like you could sit here, and it was talking about what this card talks about. It's like, for example, if you're in a conversation with someone and you're already trying to direct the conversation or reply to what is being said before it's actually said, then you're missing what that person is really saying. And you're also missing like the body language, the cues, all that stuff that they give you, so that you can understand what they're really trying to say. Because the person could say, hey, would you like to go to the store? And they may not be saying, would you like to go with me? They might be saying, would you go for me? But you would miss that because you would miss the body language. So with this card I was telling you about in the beginning, it's the chains. So this card is basically all about forgiveness. And when you hold resentment in your heart, it weighs you down. So it weighs you completely down. And once you forgive, and you can forgive even through the higher self, you know, you can go, you can picture yourself on a stage, and you can basically connect with anybody's higher self and just, you know, picture you forgiving them, and you will feel the weight lifted from your heart. But what it's doing is those chains are binding you, they're tying you down. Because when you don't forgive yourself or forgive another person, you hold yourself, or you hold down, so much energy is holding down, accountable for what they did or what you did, and then you're just chained, you're weighed down. So free yourself. And then I'll re-pull the romance cards, since they were basically, I'll re-pull them basically because that's where the video cut off. I'm sure y'all don't want to, sit through 15-20 minutes of a video. You might, but all right. So Aquarius, what are the love messages for Aquarius, March 2022? What are the love messages for Aquarius, March 2022? What are the love messages for Aquarius, March 2022? What are the love messages for Aquarius, March 2022? What are the love messages for Aquarius, March 2022? Mature woman. Actually, 3 cards come out. So the person you're with might indeed be your twin flame. The Ice King is someone that, with the Ice King card, it comes off as someone that's very knowledgeable, very wise. This could indicate that somebody around you is this, or you could be this person. It could be a male figure, it could be your father, it could be anybody. But this card depicts you listening to someone, or like I said, it could be you. I do know a couple of Aquarians that would resemble this in this picture, this archetype. So it could be that people are coming to you for wisdom. So it's basically represents someone that's just just wise, that's had a pretty good life experience. They understand things from a different perspective, but in order to be able to receive this person, you've got to be able to listen. And this could even, this card could represent your higher self. So it could be you connecting, you doing these steps right here, and then connecting to this. But Oh, and being that there's a white line in there, there could be you could be around not Aquarius, but a Leo, which would be your opposite. So they represent, is represented by the archetype of a lion or a lioness. So either it's your own wisdom that you need to listen to, which, like I said, everybody needs to listen to their wisdom. But it could be this, and then I feel very strongly for some of you that this wise man, either you're this person or this is your higher self, and this is how you are in a sense, or this is how you would be for the males or for the overly masculine women. This would be how you would be if you actually were calm, and centered. Now, for some of you, this guy represents the twin flame. Now, a lot of people can argue the twin flame concept. For me, twin flame, when twin flames come out in this deck, basically what it represents is a very high soul connection, but it doesn't represent so much. It's higher than a soulmate. So I've met several twin flames in this lifetime, and some people will argue that and say, "Oh, but you only have one," and you believe what you want to believe. But what this card describes in this deck and what it means, for what I've seen, it is somebody that mirrors you on the soul level. So on the soul level, you have a very high soul connection compatibility. But when it comes to like the ego, it can be completely opposite. And again, another example with me in this situation is that the people that I met weren't involved. So on the soul level, yes, we were 100% compatible. Now, if they had done the work like I had and hadn't had the ego present, then it might have been a match made in heaven. But it couldn't be because there was just too much of the shadow self and too much work that they didn't do. So this could be your person. Not saying that y'all are not compatible, but usually soulmates, from what I've seen, soulmates are compatible more on the ego level. Like they share a lot of similar things when it comes to stuff in the material world. But even the soulmates, to be honest, even a few of really high soulmates that I've met have been dark, very karmic, and people will, again, disagree with the twin flame. Oh, it's supposed to be bliss, or it's the false twin flame, or there's not a false twin flame card in this deck, but you just know when you know. And whether it's an energy that these people carry, whether it's, many twin flames, and then you keep meeting them and keep meeting them until you stop accepting, less, and then you become that. I mean, there's so many different explanations, and, I even seen a chart, years ago that showed that there was many different ones, and you just kind of keep going through them as you evolve until you meet, that one. So, again, it's not always about meeting the one, it's about becoming the one. So, with this card and this card, though, in the mature woman, this could be, what you're looking at, all three of those. So it could be that you're the mature woman, this is your guy or the person, and this is the connection y'all have. But at the same time, it could be that this guy represents your father. He's your father and he's your twin flame. It just depends how you look at it. It's just, you'll know what I'm talking about when you meet someone, and on the ego level, it's just like there's nothing there. You're like, the connection withers and dies, but on the soul level, you still know you've known before or something. It's always some type of deep connection you can't shake. So that's a tough one too, because the twin flame journey is definitely not something to be played around with, and it's definitely not easy at all. All right, so what do I need to know for Aquarius, March 2022? Love. Aquarius, love messages, March 2022, love. I've seen it pop out, right? Keep an open mind. Your soulmate may differ from your usual type and expectations. So definitely center yourself and understand that they may not be may not be what you expect. Be somebody totally opposite. But if you're looking for that type of love, then you're going to want to keep an open mind. So, also look at that card too and see if there's anything in there that you feel like that I might have missed, that you'd like to comment on the video, and see if there's anything that you see or feel. I really like to know how how many of you Aquarians that actually tune in and watch, how many of you I'm actually connecting with. It helps me as a reader, and then then you, as you as well, because then you know yourself, who are the good readers and who are not, and who are just basically copying others. Me, I've got a totally different reading style. I prefer to read about you, how your energy is, and then if there's people around you that come up or messages, then that's fine, that's great, I'll deliver those. But to me, love, romance, and everything, it all starts with you. It starts with self first, and you can't really have a good connection unless you understand yourself, and or at least willing to understand yourself and do some of the work. So the twin flame in this connection too could be your higher self, or twin flame in the spirit world. To me, that's been one concept that's come across my desk in a way. Stuff that I've actually channeled too, that your higher self is basically just the higher version of you, and the twin flame journey is more about like twin flame ascension, where your higher and your lower self merge together. Now, I did have Aquarius one time argue with me and tell me that he sees the twin flame as the soulmate. Well, in all the descriptions that you see on twin flames, the people that follow the twin flame journey, soulmates, doesn't matter what you believe, soulmates and twin flames are completely different from one another. You can call them that, you can say, whatever, but you're not seeing it from the bigger picture. Soulmates can be teachers, they can be your parents, they can be, your best friends, they can be your enemies. But you need, make sure that you have an open mind also, not to just other people, but other concepts and other differences of opinions. Being that fixed mentality, you think your way sometimes is the only way, and it's not. It's like I said, there's much knowledge out there, things that we don't even know, and it's fine. Be the rebel if you want to be the rebel and you want to believe what you believe. That's your prerogative. But if you really want to understand life from different avenues and different perspectives, you want to keep that mind open. Don't shut it down and think that you know everything, because no one knows everything. I don't. Even the most enlightened monk that transcends the physical body doesn't know everything. Think on that, and I will try. The video, I don't know how many of you will actually watch the entire video, but I'll do the editing and get it right and try to get past the book here. But I basically just sped it up in a way. I don't know why I quit. Maybe you wasn't supposed to know those messages, or maybe a spirit's way of telling me I'm putting too much into the reading. But thanks for tuning in, and I appreciate your comments, your likes, your shares. Just let me know what you think. And that's pretty much all the messages I have for you for March 2022 love. And blessings, and I will see you next month. Thank you.